Hi everyone! Today I'm finally tackling a full refrigerator cleanout and reorganization. I'm going to work in sections starting with the main part of the fridge. The first step is taking everything off the shelves. I really wish the left door would have stayed open. Sorry I had to keep bumping it open throughout the video. Looking back, I probably should have propped it open with a chair or something. Once everything was out, I gave the shelves a quick wipe down. Thankfully, they weren't too bad because I usually spot clean whenever I notice a mess. I like to do a full fridge clean before I head out to the grocery shop. It's one of those jobs that I know I should do every couple of weeks, but if I'm being honest, it usually happens every 6 to 8 weeks instead. I do throw out anything that's obviously expired as I notice it, but the full clean out doesn't happen nearly as often. And I have to confess, even when I do clean out the fridge, I usually neglect the door shelves. I always tell myself, do condiments ever really expire? Of course they do. They just seem to last forever. As I was wiping everything down, the fridge kept beeping at me because the door had been open too long. I had to keep stopping to close it just to silence the alarm. Then it was time to put everything back. I tried to group similar items together, but some of these shelves just weren't tall enough. So I kept rearranging everything. It honestly felt like playing a real-life game of Tetris. We still had some leftovers from last night's supper, and those definitely weren't getting thrown out. Around here, leftovers are like gold. We love a good leftover night, especially during busy weeks when the kids have sports. Cooking once and eating twice is always a win. I also had a bowl of hard-boiled eggs ready for tomorrow's breakfast. Most mornings I have 3 hard-boiled eggs with a sliced tomato. It's simple, filling, and keeps me going. Unfortunately, I did find a few things that had seen better days. Sorry, cucumber and pepper, your time had come. Then I opened the next crisper drawer and found so many garlic cloves hiding in there. It just goes to show why it's important to keep track of what you already have, so you don't end up buying more. And finally, I found a pair of onions that had definitely been forgotten. They had long roots growing out of them. Honestly, if I were still living on the farm, I probably could have planted them and grown a whole new crop. Oops! Well, those had to go too. One thing I really miss from living elsewhere is having a compost bin. I hate throwing food waste into the garbage, but sadly our little town doesn't have a green bin program. So into the trash it goes. Once the crispers were finished, I moved on to the deli drawer. I pulled everything out and discovered 3 cans of crescent roll dough that had been expired for a long time. Ugh, that's more money in the garbage. I might as well have just lit a $20 bill on fire. That's always a little painful. After giving the drawer a good wipe down, I put everything back where it belonged and moved on to the fridge doors, the section that probably gets neglected the most. I took everything off the shelves and spent way too long trying to find the expiration dates on a few bottles. Why do manufacturers always hide them in the tiniest print possible? And with that, the fridge was officially finished. Another job checked off the list, and honestly, it didn't even take that long. Why do I always procrastinate on chores that only take about 30 minutes? They're always so satisfying once they're done. I imagine if I stayed on top of it more often, and if I wasn't constantly moving a tripod around while filming, it would go much faster. Oh well, it's done now, and it feels so much better opening the fridge, knowing everything is clean, organized, and easy to find. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I'd love to know in the comments below, how often do you clean out your fridge? And what's the most questionable thing you've ever found hiding in the back? If you enjoyed today's Clean with me, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!